over here?
Yeah, if you want to bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, you can bring it over here.
Oh, that one looks like a puzzle.
My day is even better because I just had a large bucket of them.
I don't think he wants one to fix up. I think he wants one already fixed up. Okay, so how do we want to go back down here?
You want to undo that?
Okay, I have your card.
Let's go about 8:30 as they're coming down Calgary Trail towards the ending. They're probably
Is that Barbie?
Dad, you carry
Is this just says on?
yeah, I'll do it running back. How you doing? I've been counting me.
Du müsstest doch reden sein, was?
I gotta have my hat on the Well, part of always this is not
I know, I was going but I just said for pictures. He added the body panels and had the roof space. He put the wing on, but no, it's the same car. It's the same Scion. He did change his exhaust though.
Oh yeah, he's done change. So he's changed
That's crazy.
turbo, he changed it to full standard.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, no, it's a good show. Must have a high. Oh, wow. This is one of the first ones. Like, we did a group of first ones. He's like 8 or 10 times.
Oh, yeah, Mom!
Level of rapid increase like that.
Stop it!
Hey, thanks for the warm welcome. Welcome to Celebration Park, everybody. So glad you're here. It's awesome. Hey, if you're still coming in the back there, come on in. The ushers will help you find seats. There's lots of chairs we can put out for everybody. It's so good to see such a packed house. Actually, if you have a seat beside you, I see a lot of people standing in the back. If we can sort it over a little bit for everybody, that'd be fantastic. There's a lot of people standing in the back still.
I did hear it. I did hear it.
I don't
Do you work in Sherwood Park? Do I work in Sherwood Park? No, but I go to a yoga studio in Sherwood Park. So that's probably why you
Car show for 20 years.
Here you go, go ahead.
And last year I rode a moped on stage. And somebody in our church said, I almost left the church when I saw you come through the doors on a moped. This year the bike is a little bit bigger. And you can be going home with that bike today. We're raffling it off and all the proceeds go to support our youth camps.
Big diary.
The slogan on that, you can tap the seat back in front of you and click the raffle button to set you up for that. And yeah, welcome everybody. We got some dads in the room. Welcome to the stepdads, the dads, the grandpas, the new dads, the adopted dads, the foster dads, whatever kind of dad you are, we're so glad that you're with us today. And I don't know if I even introduced myself. Did I? No. My name is Pastor Joel, the lead pastor. My wife and I here. I'm so glad you're with us today. I want to talk to you just as we begin about a dad in the 1945. Dad in Israel. And he had a 3-year-old boy named Joseph. And his family
I was expected for me to
3, 2, 1.
for immediate execution. But Israel grabbed his son Joseph and he found a leather travel sack that had like tools and stuff in it. And he hid Joseph at the bottom part of his bed. And he told him, don't make any noise, don't move. And he carried Joseph past the guards and into the camp and hid him there safely. And Israel, his desperate move, literally saved his son's life. And on April 12, 1945, the U.S. forces liberated them. And they were saved. And the family soon moved to the U.S. And Joseph still lives in Brooklyn, New York today. That is the power of a desperate dad. And the title of my message today is The Power of a Desperate Dad. Being a dad is a complicated thing because there's the pressure to provide, there's the fear of not being enough, the fear of not having enough, worried that our children will suffer, whether that's physically, emotionally, or financially. And you know, that's Your body wants, your mind wants more money, and your heart wants more time and attention. And these things are often at odds with each other. And there can be this type of pressure on dads that's not really helpful. The pressure of sometimes comparison in people's lives. The pressure of just an ego that we're always trying to protect, an ego that also means insecurity. The pressure of creating a bubble of safety that, quite frankly, just isn't realistic. We love these children so much, and we don't want to be separated.
Serial number.
But there's also a desperation that's helpful and healthy. A drive for teaching and training our kids for more, to take care of themselves. A drive for time with our family, to make sure that we connect with one another. A drive to make peace within our families so that they would grow and love each other. A desperation that when something is wrong, we would pick up on it and see it and work through it. And there's a certain level of desperation that dads can have. That's very good, and this is a certain level of desperation that all of us can have in our lives.
The Lotus that went into the water. It's got that flat.
Desperation comes from Matthew chapter 9 that we're going to go through today. Matthew chapter 9. And the context to this verse is there was a dad who thought he lost his daughter. And Jesus was finishing up extensive teaching, and he's performing miracles, and he's spending time with the people. And then this desperate dad shows up. We're going to go through this in Matthew chapter 9, 18 and 19. While he was saying
The original jinx to this guy.
You wait till you get to my age. That changes.
Oh, yes.
He was at him home.
Yeah, if it wasn't for him.
I've seen a lot of Canadian mentors
When my mom is there, they're
nearly 50% of Canadian men. And often, men view setbacks as signs of incapability, which causes us to stop and leads us to settle whatever life may be. We don't want people to see that we fail, so we don't try. But if you're not failing, it means you're not trying. Failure is actually an okay thing for this dad. He doesn't let his desperation stop him. You see, desperation can destroy you, or desperation can drive you. James 1:12 says this: "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, having stood the test. That person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." When you are desperate, will you let it destroy you or drive you? And this dad takes a risk. The risk he took is maybe Jesus not helping him. Or maybe Jesus not being who he said he was, claiming to be. Or maybe the risk of people laughing at him. Dude, your daughter's dead. Go home. What are you doing, you weirdo? I wonder how many of us might go through something like this and just sort of settle. Go through this grief or pain and go, well, this is not how I wanted life to go. I didn't plan to marry a child, obviously, because she's dead. Sounds like my mad at God instead of trusting God. But this dad does something remarkable. He gets desperate. He gets urgent. He lets his desperation drive him. I'm going to stand. I'm going to see Jesus. Let's see what Jesus can do in my life. See, when life doesn't go your way, you have a choice. Give up or fight it out. Fire can destroy you or refine you. And I wonder, what's been dead in your life for years? Maybe it's a relationship, a dream, a fresh start that you need. Maybe it's just like some unforgiveness that's gotten into your heart and you've just sort of let it settle and let it sit there. I wonder what's looked dead that we don't pursue because we're afraid we'll fail. But when fear turns to faith, you open the door for a miracle. Just like this dad. He could have fear in his heart. Instead, he had faith. And what happens? He receives his miracle. I wonder where in your life might you be needing a miracle, that it's time to step out and have some faith. To step up today on this Father's Day and let this day be a day that marks you the same. I'm never the same, because that day I chose to choose Jesus, to follow Jesus. I chose to believe. I chose to go and have that conversation, work through that thing, and trust that my God is who He says He is. He is enough, and I trust Him. When fear turns to faith, you open the door for a miracle. And it reminds me of when Jesus is walking on the water, one of His most famous miracles. And the disciples are in the boat and they're like, hey, there's somebody out there walking on the water. And they didn't know what was going on. What the heck? They'd never seen anything like, no one had ever seen anything like this before in their life. And they're terrified. Jesus says to His disciples, come join me. And they're confronted in that moment. I think we're all confronted in life with the come join me moment by Jesus. Are you just going to kind of believe, or maybe kind of just let this faith get sit there and be like, I don't know if I'm a church person, or are you going to step out in faith and follow Jesus? But Jesus says to them, take courage in Matthew chapter 14. He said, take courage, it is I, don't be afraid. And Peter, Lord, if it's you, then tell me to come out to you on the water. So there's this moment where he's going from fear to, Lord, if it's you, let me step out. Jesus said, come. He walked up the water.
I sent it to them.
He was afraid when he saw a miracle. And the same thing happens with this death. The faith of this father. It took faith to go and see Jesus. What is it that you need faith for today? That you need to start believing again for. She looked dead, but he didn't stop fighting. And if Jesus can do it for him, he can do it for you too. Hebrews 11:1 says this, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and the assurance about what we do not see. What do you need to have faith in? What miracle do you need in your life? Where do you need a fresh start? Oftentimes, I think we don't have faith because of all the info. We want all the info first. It's almost like whenever I buy something, I don't know about you.
Yeah, I know, but like,
I don't just read the manufacturer. want the reviews, like, I want all the info before I buy that product to make sure, you know, it's good, gonna be good for me.
This is 127. Oh, okay.
See you later.
But you're like, I just don't have enough info. I just don't know if I really should step in.
Take care.
Digging into the info. And you start digging into the legitimacy and the accuracy of the file. This is the most accurate book, historical book that we have, the oldest book. Like this thing is, it's got truth in it, and we can defend this one. But so many people have they need all the info, but the reality of it is, even if you have all the info, at some point it's going to take some faith. You get all the info, but at some point it's going to take some faith.
I love you. Candy corn.
Following Jesus takes some faith. But people I just think that nowadays, if you start getting down the rabbit hole of information, you start looking into this thing, it actually takes more faith to God than it does to me. Thank God we're in the age of money. Sometimes people are, it's just not the information part, it's a bad experience with somebody else, but don't let somebody misread you and Jesus turn you away.
I don't know if I would have been
Salvation and everything else. When fear turns to faith, you open the door. Just like this dad experiences, you can in your life too. You see, what looks dead to you is just sleeping to Jesus. He sees things differently in your life. And what you've been calling dead, whether it's a dream or a relationship or whatever it might be in your life, what you said is dead is just sleeping to Jesus. And today, He can speak into your life. I believe that the Spirit of God is in this room, is in this parking lot, is here with us today, and He can speak life into what you say is dead. Jesus walked in and He said, she's not dead.